Hey, hey.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bad Beat Hotline. Mr. Dorsey, welcome to the show, as you like to
How
say.
are you
Hi,
doing,
Jim.
sir?
I'm doing well, thank you. Jim, thanks for joining us.
Yes, I'm very excited to be here. What a cool thing you guys have set up here. What a treat.
Jim Reed, are you
So,
calling in to give us a bad beat and tell us about a story?
I just came in here to join the fun. Let me take myself off the screen here and let you guys have some fun
oh,
here.
no. You can't escape here without a bad beat story. We want
Yeah,
one. I
Jim.
mean, you have had a storied poker career.
Now, Jim, you've played
I
poker
know.
before, correct? Now, you got a story for us. Tell us about a time where
What about a time
you
when I laid a bad beat on somebody else? Does that count, or does it have to be? Because I'm a pretty lucky guy. I'll be honest with you.
did
I
you
think
say I'm sorry after the hand?
it was online, so I
Mm.
didn't. But he was crushed.
Did you send an emoji that was laughing?
I did not. I did not.
All right, well, tell us the story. What's the hand history?
So this is 13 years ago or so.
Oh, Jesus. How do you remember a hand from 13 years ago?
Because
This
it was
has
in
God, I don't remember crazy hands that happened last year's series. This has got to be a crazy one.
this one just stands out to me because it was the first tournament I'd ever played since I got Poker Tracker, and it was the big 22 on Poker Stars back in the day. And spoiler alert, I went on to win it, and I used the winnings to put a down payment on this house. We were living in my mom's basement, and my wife and I bought this house with the winnings. So my first big score. So anyway, ace nine of clubs. Someone opens in front of me. I three bet from the button. Flop two pair, but there's a flush draw out there. Check. I bet. They call. Turn comes. Another club, bring in the flush.
So you have ace nine of clubs, you said?
I have the two pair, but they've made the flush now. I do
Yeah.
have ace nine of clubs, but it's not relevant because it's the two pair hand. Sorry.
So the turn was a club or not?
Yeah, bring in the flush. So my two pair is now dominated.
So you don't have ace nine of clubs.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
Ladies
really
and
butchering
gentlemen,
this guy.
this is he's like the beat was so bad that I had a flush and two pair.
No.
We
Oh
gotta get our
God.
Hold on.
stories
He does
straight.
this to me all the time, Jim. It's okay. It's
I,
like
wa-
this. My hand history. This is an exercise. I think the Bad Beat Hotline is really about an exercise how to actually tell a hand history where it actually is, it actually works through. So this is in essence a story. I see that one of our guests on. Keep going with your story. I'm going to add Eric, who's one of our guests. He's going to be joining on, so I'm going to add him to the list real quick, Jim. But keep going with your two pair flush story.
Yeah, so you have two pair and a flush on the turn.
Oh no, God! I've butchered it. I butchered it so much. But basically, I flopped two pair. He had a flush draw. The turn brought in the flush, and I just completely like panicked and put all my chips in with two pair. He happily called because he made the flush, and the river paired my nine, and so I ended up making a full house and just crushing this guy's soul. But I went on to win the whole freaking tournament. I ran like the sun in the final table, and it was just one of those things where I think I've never played worse poker in my life, but just was in the right place at the right time for that one. It just laid a bunch of bad beats on people, and it was really unfair for them.
But Jim, I think that's a really good point. We'll get to John's perspective on whether that was a bad beat or not, and how that other person can feel. But I think there is a component when you start thinking about, you should get that confidence, and if you don't donk it off after you get that that's when you get that feeling. And the thing is this is an amazing story because you're able to actually build and buy a house, start building your family, and I know you just moved, so this is it's a great story because I love the foundations of poker.
Yeah. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it.
All right, that's my positive spin, John. So
Yeah.
I want to introduce to the show Mr. Eric Jin. Hi, Eric. How are you doing? I've not met you before.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, thank you. So welcome to the very first edition of the Bad Beat Hotline. I know John has recruited you. He says that you have an amazing story. So please, let's hear your story. And actually, John, do you want to hear anything from Eric? Should we give him any background? I guess maybe is this a cash game? Is this a tournament? What's the background on the hand?
The hand occurred at the RecPoker meetup in Vegas about, was it 2 years ago, Jim? 2-3 years ago?
I think I might know what this hand is actually. Yeah, that sounds about right.
So cash game, I think it's was it 1-2? I think it's 1-2. So Jim opens, I think it was like low jack. He opens. I'm in the hijack with pocket 5, so I call, and his heads up to the flop. Flop comes 5-4-4.
All right, hold on a second. Just make sure I have this right, Eric, because I want to make sure that we actually have a good hand history. And I can't remember things visually, so I'm going to write this down. So remind me again. Jim opens up from where?
From low jack.
Low jack. All right. And it's cash game, 1-2. So you open up to typical 1-2 cash game in Vegas. You probably open up to $60 just because that's just the way things run there. I mean, it depends on the game, right? So
Yeah.
so it's 1-2.
Yeah, so
You
it's
open up
probably
low jack.
8 to 10. He probably opened.
Yeah,
All right,
that sounds
we'll just
right.
say
10.
fair enough. All right, and then Eric, you call in the cutoff.
I was immediate to his immediate left, so I was in the hijack
Hijack, gotcha. All right, and you call
with pocket 5s.
pocket 5s. Okay, keep going.
And everybody else folds. So heads up to the
Okay.
flop. Flop is 5-4-4.
Okay,
You flop
5-4-4.
Yeah, so I flopped a full house.
And how are you feeling in that moment? How do you feel like there's elation? Are you seeing like
I was
unicorns
like, oh
popping
yeah,
out of your ass?
this is
What's
great.
going
I have pocket 5s, and especially in a RecPoker game, it's it has that kind of reputation because of it's Chris Jones' favorite hand, and so he's always promoting it. But Taylor, Taylor.
We also learned
always
it's Chris
takes the opposite.
Moneymaker's favorite hand. Oh, that's 4s. That's 4s. Never mind.
Four, he
Yeah.
likes 4s. He's a pocket 4s guy.
So yeah. So then I was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready just to stack Jim. I'm absolutely ready to stack him in position, full house.
Okay,
Yeah, let's go.
so what happens?
I think it went. Can't remember if he bet small or if he checked, but either way, it just like there was very little action. Check. Let's say it was
Check. All right, what's the turn?
The turn was like an 8.
8. 5-4, 8. Okay, offsuit. So we got rainbow. There is $12 in the pot. No more than that. $16 in the pot.
Mm-hmm.
Monsters.
So Jim bet small.
All right, Jim bet small, like what? Quarter pot, Jim, something like whatever. What is
Like
small?
probably $5 into 16.
$5.
Or something like that.
All right, $5. And Eric, you go all in.
No,
No.
I click it back.
Okay. Click. Then click. And Jim, what is your mind telling you at this moment?
I mean, I think the thing that my hand has not been revealed yet, so I don't want to color the story. But
All right.
I was enjoying the experience of being in this sort of like fun poke the bear, kind of like both of us kind of like trying to chip away at each other a little bit. It's a fun dynamic. I like Eric and I have a good like competitive nature together, so it was fun. I was enjoying that.
All right, cool. All right, Eric, go good. So you men click. What happens then?
And Jim just calls.
All right, call. So now we've got 26, 30, $35 in the pot. We'll just estimate it 35.
Mm-hmm. River's a
River. Queen. Nice. Jim has queens. All right, so
Oh no! Wait, hang. I told her wrong. I completely told her wrong. No, I'm sorry. The turn was a queen. I'm sorry. The turn.
Yeah, the turn was a queen.
You're right. The turn was a
okay.
queen. Sorry.
Fair enough. Okay.
And then what was the river, Eric?
The river was a 4.
Was there action that happens on the turn?
Yeah. So Jim made it 5. I just clicked it back to 10.
Okay.
and then he called.
Gotcha. And then the river's a 4, so now there's a full boat on the. Or well, I'm sorry. You got trips on the board. Now.
There's fives and 4s.
Yeah, 5
Got
4 5 4 4.
Oh yeah,
queen,
5.
4, queen,
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So there's
There are
yeah,
trips-
3
there's
4s, a
trips
queen,
on
and
the
a 5.
board.
Got it.
Yeah.
So your 5s have been okay, and then he has okay, and then what happens?
Then Jim bets about a half pot.
Okay. So Jim bets about what, $20 then probably.
Mhm.
Okay. Now what happened, Eric?
So I think I made it like 80.
Okay. Jim.
And Jim, he's like, oh, what? Just kind of, he's like, oh man, what a decision, and what
Does
could
he
you
say,
have?
This
He's
is my
talking
last hand. I have to go
through,
home. I gotta go pick up the
and
kids.
then he goes all in.
Jamming all in with you, and then you call, and he has ace 4.
Yes, offset.
Amazing. Way to go, Jim.
I'm really coming off like a real winner here in the first session. Luck box. Luck box. Jim gets there.
Stuffed it in dead. And a huge tournament spot. And just Min clicks it back and gets the dream run out with trips. Incredible.
We
To
don't call
your
it.
credit there, you're never folding in that situation, in that configuration.
Yeah.
Very likely you're never folding. So that's, that makes perfect sense to me. The other hand, holy shit, Jim. I'm glad you won. You told a testimony to every poker guy out there. He was living in his mother's basement, put his money in dead, tripled up.
Look at me now.
Tournament. Look at him now. He's
Go
in the
on.
house. He still has it. That guy. Oh god. Whoever you did that to probably still remembers it too.
Yeah.
He probably tracked your name that entire time and was like, holy shit, he won.
We actually had
dead.
We had one of his buddies on the show. It was Zane. What was his name? Zach Grunberg, I think. We had one of his friends on the podcast recently, and he said he's still salty about it. Yeah.
Zach Grunberg. Say his name. Say his name. Jesus Christ. Boys, we have Mateo that we're going to bring in, so we got to bump. Can we have a spectate?
Give me
I'm gonna move Eric.
Mateo.
Hey, Eric.
Mateo has a story about a man. Wait. A guy with a hooker and his wife at the table. He said, is this too vulgar? And I said, absolutely not. So bring him in, and we're going to see what Mateo. This is 2Cartito on Instagram. He's hilarious. He's unhinged. He's probably going to say some crazy shit. So, Jason, fire up the editors.
I am trying to invite him as a co-host.
Just bring him in.
I'm trying. He's been invited to co-host.
Mateo.
This is welcome to the first one, folks.
Yes, the first one, exactly.
First one. So,
let me see. Can I can invite
to stage.
Oh, there he is, Mateo. I see him.
Yeah.
I can't do anything actually. I think I'm. Wait, how do we get him in here?
You and I are co-hosts. Good. Yeah, Mateos, do you see a message that says like accept invite or something like that?
Yeah.
I can raise my hand.
I wonder if we can just add.
How did we get the other guy?
I don't know. I just made invite to co-host, and he joined.
Hey, Eric, in the chat, when you got an invitation to join, did you have like a screen come up or something, or something you could click? Maybe that's what we need.
Maybe there can only be 2 co-hosts. Why don't you undo me as a co-host and see if you can bring Mateo in, and then bring me back?
Yeah, hang on. I'll remove Jim as a co-host. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there he is. The kid had to click. Welcome to.
Sorry, Mateos. We're just 2 idiots trying to figure out how to run a screen. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Allow me to give the introduction. This is 2Cartito. He has an alter ego also online. He has 2 screen names. One you look at for poker content. The other you look at for unhinged messages somehow related to dating websites and poker. I highly recommend checking this shit out. Very interesting kid. He tells us that today he has a story involving poker, a man, his wife, and a prostitute. And Tito cleared it before. He said, "Is this too vulgar for the show?" And I said, "Please get in here right now. They're telling a story about flopping a full house and getting stacked in the river trips."
Bring out the hookers. Bring out the hookers.
Save us with the hooker story. What
All right.
game? Where is this at? What stakes?
Okay,
How
so
long ago?
we're gonna have to mask some details just for identity's sake
Mask
because
mask away.
but it was a 5-10 public game that I'd played in a few times. But essentially it's more of like a dilemma of morals, I would describe it as, for the whole table and myself included. So essentially, for some context, the 5-10 game, everyone kind of knew each other, not super well, but like we'd occasionally break the game to all go get like dinner together or something like
No,
that.
this is like at a casino, but it's a game that anybody could join, but
Yeah.
it runs occasionally, so you have to like know when it runs. You
Yeah.
text okay.
That kind of thing. So we all leave to go get food. We get Indian food. Super messy. Everyone's like eating with their hands. Or it's barbecue, sorry, barbecue. Everyone's like eating with their hands. Like guys are eating ribs. And there's this one guy who's in the game and he makes like eye contact with some woman on the casino floor. And he's like, "Guys, I'll be back. Um, I gotta go do something." I'm like, all right, man, like it's pretty clear what's going on here. But he disappears for like 45 minutes and then comes back to the table. And I'm like, this is like when I first turned 21, I think. So I was like pretty green to poker still, pretty fresh. And he comes and I'm like playing kind of way out of my role at this point as well. I'm super like nervous, basically every like big pot I'm playing in. And comes back to the table. And he's like telling us some stories that are just like making me pretty. I'm just like, all right, this is super fucking weird for me to be listening to like a pretty grown man, like talk about basically the sexual things he just done with this chick, like in a parking garage.
Wait, so you guys like go eat sloppy ribs in the middle of this? He's
Yeah,
like, gotta fuck, there
yeah,
she is. Okay.
yeah.
So he
I
on
mean,
the dinner break he gets it all taken care of and then comes back to the table to tell you guys about it.
yeah, it comes back to the table. I mean, keep in mind, I'm like kind of shuddering because I'm like, bro, this guy literally had like ribs in his teeth and he's like hooking up with it. Like it's like fucking disgusting to me. It's a third party spectator to it. But he comes back to the table and then he goes like, "Yo, by the way, guys, like my wife is like coming, so like
Well,
keep it low key."
coming to the casino.
Coming to the casino.
Oh.
So for the next like 3 hours.
But by the way, I just want to say the risk aversion of this man in his actual gameplay is probably like zero.
Oh yeah,
right?
He's
He's
cannon.
actually playing with real fire in his real life, so there's no way you're
Yeah.
folding like top two.
No,
Okay.
he's never sweat. No, I mean like you just close your eyes and stick it in with this guy. I mean he like knows what he's doing, but he's fucking
Yeah,
he's
no
he's,
risk
he's a
aversion.
wild
Amazing,
one.
amazing.
But yeah, it's like this like 3 hour period where I'm just sitting here just like, man, I don't think anyone should say anything. It's not really our business, I don't think, but like this is the most insane dynamic of all time. Like we just actively watch this guy do
Now,
this and now he's
how
like
how long is the wife there?
3 hours. It's insane. Like she's sweating him for like 3 hours straight.
And none of you say anything, obviously, because you don't want him to leave.
I mean, yeah, also don't want the guy to like fucking kill me or something. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, there's like zero benefit for me out of that situation. It's not like the wife's gonna think I'm like a hero and like thank me or something. Like she's just gonna be pissed, and then like I'm just gonna be like up, like potentially getting killed or something later. So I'm just like I'm not gonna say shit.
Morally, if we're gonna talk about the spot, morally, you're like, man, if that were me, I'd want to know. But financially, you're like, damn, this guy is the biggest donor. He has to be one of the biggest donators in that game. So you don't want to say anything. But morally, you should say something. But physically, you could get
Bro,
killed.
should you? Morally, should you? I don't even know. I don't know what their deal is. Maybe they're like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, he told you what the deal was. He said, everybody shut the fuck up when she shows up. I'm a good boy and I only ate ribs. So
Yeah, honestly, I'm
So,
just trying to cover my own ass here by saying morally, I think it's
Reasonable,
fine.
reasonable. Yeah, you're like, morally fine, totally fine. But
so Mateos,
Yeah.
I think let me take a step back because I think number one, our first thing that we've got to focus on is being poker players, which is never make someone who's willing to donate leave. That's lesson number one, right? So I think that was your right instinct. The second one is that part of the wonderful things about poker is that you get all different types of people, and it's extremely libertarian because you just get a whole bunch of people, let them live their fucking lives and move on, right? If that's the way he wants to live, more power to him. And now you got a great story that you can share with us. So I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't have said anything myself. I don't know, Goop, would you? I mean, I
I
know
have a rule for
you
stuff
don't
like
like
this.
yeah.
I have a very clear rule for stuff like this, and maybe this isn't the most profitable thing, but I would have left. I would have just left. I can't be around stuff like that. If I experience degeneracy, I don't want to see it. I want to be involved with it, and I don't want to lie. So if he says my wife's coming, I'm just out of there. I don't want to see it. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to talk to her. Because I couldn't. Like, I know that I can't sit there and play and see this woman there knowing that she's getting taken advantage of this way and not say anything at all, and I would just have to leave. Because I know if I stay, I'm talking some shit, and I just can't do that.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I think poker. I mean, like, I think I draw the line. I think if people are being like rude at the table or like being disrespectful to other people in the game, like I think there you kind of have an obligation to say something. If it's an area where you're like,
Yeah.
it's morally, some people might be chill with it, some people might not be. I don't
Thank you,
know.
baby. Yeah,
Not
it's a
exactly
tough
a
one.
fun spot.
I wouldn't want to be there. I'd be like, you know what? I feel slimy. I feel complicit in this. I got to get out of here.
Yeah,
Even
What
if
if
he is
you're in a
the max
tournament?
donator.
What if you're in a tournament? I mean, because then you can't leave, right? And you see the
Th-
shenanigans going
Then
on.
I'd say,
Remember, we played this.
TD, his wife's sweating him. Can't be there. Please, can't have him. Can't have him. TD, please,
Fair enough.
please usher her
Yeah.
out. Please usher her out.
Do you remember the guy at Borgata we played
Thank
with
you.
a couple of years ago? That I mean, he basically had his friend literally
Okay,
sitting on his
this
lap.
guy
He was
is a
just-
legend, and there is zero chance that this man has a wife. But every single time he's playing, mind you, imagine like smells like pickles, 80 years old, pants pulled up above his belly button, doesn't give a fuck, absolutely rich, carries around a little like cloth bag with probably 80, 90K in it, doesn't care, loses it every single time he comes. He will fire the tournaments to a degree that I've never seen a human being do it. It'll be like a 500 or 600, 700 buy-in, and he's in for 30 bullets. Like, if he wins the tournament, he's not getting his money back. And he doesn't care. He just plays to stack people. Doesn't give a fuck at all. And it'll be like 7, 8 p.m. comes around, and if he's still in and we're post-reg, a prostitute will show up, and they will find him and they will sit behind him, and he will grin at the table like he is the absolute man. Well, all of us just know exactly what's going on. I actually saw a crazy hand.
That's
He was at
electric.
my table. And this is the guy that, like, you want him at your table. He is amazing. He will put it in with nothing all the time and will just call down. But he gets mad every once in a while, and he got very upset. He has some bullshit, like, it's a suited hand. It's like Queen 9 of Hearts, and he gets check raised on the flop, and the flop is like 1 heart with a 7. It's like 7, 8, and then 1 heart. So he has like nothing to call off an all in with, but he gets check raised all in. And he has headphones on, which he always does, and it always causes him problems, and he's never adjusted for that because he is 1, deaf and old, and 2, doesn't pay attention at all, and 3, is sports betting the entire fucking time that he's doing this, and 4, watching TV while he's doing this, and then when he's not doing those 4 things, he's talking to the hooker behind him. And so he gets check raised all in, and he thinks that and the guy who does it knows what's going on. And when he says all in, he takes 1 chip and puts it forward, and it doesn't look like it's an all-in other than the fucking button flying across the table or whatever. But either way, this doesn't make any sense to the guy with the headphones. And he throws in his chip thinking he's calling. And the dealer's like, all right, call, and starts to, do the whatever. And he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Takes the headphones off. He's arguing with the floor, pissed as hell. screaming at the top of his lungs, "I donate so much to this." He says the words, "I donate so much to this tournament." I'm having the time of my life because, like, no matter what, like, this is great. Either he's gone and then there's way less variance on my table, or he stays and stacks this guy in some crazy way, and then he just has more chips and he's pissed. He's done it. It's amazing. And he goes, "I would never call all in with this hand. Look at this shit." And he turns it over and he has just dog, like absolute dog water. I can't remember the exact hand. I know it was a suited hand, and it was something like
Yeah.
7-10 of hearts, queen 9 of hearts. It was something where he just needed running to get there. And after tons and tons and tons of arguing, the floor is finally like, "Hey, it's an all in. We have to run it." I've never seen it go for so long, by the way. We're in a tournament. Blinds are going up. They spend 15 minutes talking about this shit. He goes, whatever. Run it. So he has, like, I want to say it was 7-8 deuce was the board with 2 hearts. He has queen 9, I believe, of hearts. There's 1 heart on the board. The turn was a 10 of hearts. And I said, "Oh no." And the river, he hits his flush. And he just went from being absolutely motherfucking the floor and screaming at the top of his lungs, standing with all this shit everywhere, to, "Oh, I win." And he sits down, scoops all the chips. This dude who just, like, was praying for praying for this to be an all-in is now upset, which is, like, weird. Like, dude, you were way ahead, buddy. Like,
Yeah.
you should allow that to happen. And then, 5 hands later, he's dead. And he takes his pot and he goes back to his room. It was incredible. Just absolutely incredible. But he didn't care. He didn't care that he got wiped out legitimately. He just didn't want to get put in all in when he wasn't paying attention to anything that was happening at all, and called it off with queen high and had to go runner.
I
That's
mean,
amazing.
yeah, that's pretty electric.
It was an amazing
So,
hand.
Mateus,
Go
do you
ahead.
play tournaments in cash, or what do you typically?
Just
Play.
cash. Just
You're a
cash.
cash player?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
just cash.
So you got a hand that you wrote here, 7K effective, 5-10, NYC
Yeah.
home game. Let's talk about that. Walk us through it. Give us the relevant details. And we're not. We love Bart Hansen. We're not Bart Hansen. We want some spice. Give us the flavor of this hand. What's going on? What's the game? What's the dynamic?
Yeah.
What more is there here?
Yeah, so basically it's like a private game I've played in before. It's always like one of those ones where you like show up and they're like, yeah, like 5-10 friendly game or something, and then it's like you're playing like 50-100 by the end of the night, and I'm like fucking texting like I like need more credit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's like I've frequently like walked out of that place with like my ears burning, and I'm like, I'm never playing like bigger than 5-10 ever again in my life type of thing. So I got there that day and it was 25-50, and I was like, what the fuck, man? You told me it was gonna be a 5-10 game. Like, why the fuck am I playing 25-50 right now? Like, I don't want to do this. So I'd played like a few hands of 25-50, and I managed to lose like 3K, and I was already like, this is fucking annoying. Now I'm just like stuck here and gonna be tilted when I go home. But then we ended up converting to like a 5-10 game, and a couple of 25-50 guys like came over to play the 5-10.
Same shit.
Same shit, because now we're all just like 7K effective at 5-10, so it's like, okay, great. Let's
Played a deeper game. Same shit. Okay.
yeah, which is like fine, but I was like, okay, this is just gonna be bigger than I expected. And so the guy, it's like mostly finance people, that were playing, but there's like a couple guys who are like regs, I guess. But I never really played with like this specific lineup before. And I'll just go through the hand, and then it's kind of just like one of those hands where you're like, well, let me just explain the hand, and then I'll tell you after, like, kind of what the realization is. That's pretty brutal. But um, it's like one of the first hands we play, like at the 5-10 table, and like middle position, like a fun player limps. I make it 50 with ace 7 of spades in the cutoff. Button, another fun player calls, and then like a more reggy guy in the small blind makes it 275. Everyone else folds, I call. We're just like way too deep to ever fold the suited ace. It didn't even go that big
You
either.
have ace 7 of spades. You are
Cutoff. I'm the
you're
cutoff.
the cutoff, and then the small blind squeezes.
Yeah,
It's
the small blind
275.
squeezes. Yep,
Which is kind of
275.
like a weird small ace with like 4 other people in the hand at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I would say like 300 plus would be more standard. Like his size
Yeah.
is not not like crazy or anything
Yeah,
really
yeah.
what size he went to, but anyway, yeah, so I
Like
call.
650 in the pot, Mateos.
There's like probably like 650 in the middle,
Yeah,
625 in the
that's
middle, something like that.
Okay. And you have ace-7 spades.
A7 of spades. Yep. So I'm in position. The flop comes 10-9-5, rainbow, 1 spade. So he bets like 250 into like 625, so like 35%, 40% ish pot. I call just like
You're like,
backdoors.
I'm gonna peel one off. You gotta tell you could be the prostitute guy here. Actually,
Yeah.
you have a very similar hand. 1 spade, some straighty stuff in the future. It's possible.
Well, I'm not calling off a jam here. If he's
Oh,
jamming,
yeah,
I'm not calling it
yeah.
off.
Well, he was in his defense. He had headphones on. He was
Yeah.
sports betting. He was paying attention to TV, getting a back rub from a hooker. So
Hey
same
man,
thing.
how do you know I wasn't getting a back rub? I didn't give the details.
You're right. I'm sorry for taking that away from you. Anyway, so you call. Now
Yeah,
there's
so
like 1100, 1200 in there, and what's the
yeah,
turn?
yeah. So I peel one off, and the turn's the 8 of clubs, so it brings in
Nice.
Queen Jack, 6-7, and I turned an open ender. So he checks, which I'd kind of just expect him to do a lot. I mean, we're super deep, and he's going to be just insanely uncomfortable with overpairs on this run out. So I'm kind of just like, man, I don't really have that many bluffs here. This hand is like really good. This hand makes a lot of sense to start bluffing. Still have an out to an ace if he has a hand like queens, jacks, kings, 10x. And then I can still obviously make a straight if a 6 rolls off or a jack rolls off or something like that. And then I can just jam a lot of rivers anyway. And I expect him to just do a good amount of folding. So I bet 800 and he calls. And then the river rolls off the jack, and I'm like, fuck yeah.
Whoa.
What?
See, so there's like almost $3,000 in the middle.
Yeah, there's like
Yeah,
3K in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he checks it to you on the turn. You bet, he calls,
Yep.
and then you river
River the
best
low end of the
straight you
straight.
can make. Yeah.
Kind of. Best
The
straight would
best
probably be
straight
the
you
6.
could make, yeah. But you
Like,
have the idiot end of the straight. Okay.
yeah, I have like the dumbass end of the straight. Like I would have rather a 6 rolled off on the river.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So, and I'm like, all right, whatever. I mean, you have a straight and a 3-bet pot. There's a lot of money in the middle. Like I'm not like hating life by any means. Obviously, like I'm very happy to have a straight. Except, I was expecting him to just like snap check the river. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he starts doing that fucking thing. You know when like people start like kind of like not like they're like not doing what you expect them to do, and they start like counting out their chips or like looking at their stack or something. You're like, fuck my life. Like, is he about to do like what I think he's gonna do? And he like thinks for like 15 seconds, and then just like he just jams for like 5K.
Does he say anything, or does he just put the money in?
I can't really remember. I think he just said like all in, and I was just like, oh, what the fuck, man? Are you serious? And then he's kind of like smiling at me because I like know him a little bit. And I don't really know him that well though. Do you know what I mean? I just know he's a reg that plays like big games, and we're like kind of I just say like hey to him like when I show up. And he's like smiling at me, and I'm just like, dude, like this is like fairly under bluffed. I'm just gonna have like a queen high straight here a decent amount of the time. He can just have pocket queens like always, maybe just like some ace queen that got sticky on the turn, like queen x of clubs hands, queen 10, that kind of thing makes a lot of sense. And then like his bluffs is just like he just has to like randomly decide to just like turn a 10 into a bluff, or like a hand like ace 9, maybe like king 9 that he squeezed free, like just like some weird shit he has to decide.
This
to
is
just
awful. This is terrible.
Yeah, it's super grim. So I ended up folding, and this isn't like the part where it's like, oh, I'm an idiot. You know what I mean? He shows me ace jack, where I'm like, oh wow, sick hand, like nice bluff. Like you're kind of a psychopath. Like you just turn top pair into a bluff, and 1.5x pot at a 4 straight. The thing is, you feel like a real moron after you start playing with a guy for about another 20 minutes, and then he's not looking at a single hand and three betting every hand blind. And I was just like, oh my god, how did I fold straight to this guy? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like everyone else at the table would have snap called because they like know what his deal is. And
That's
then
information you didn't have.
Yeah.
If those other hands happen first, then you're like, okay, well, I guess I call with anything reasonable here.
Bro, it's like one of those guys who like looks like reggy though, and then you're just like, and then you just watch him absolutely lose his mind and go off the rails, and you're like, that's why there's edge in knowing who the players are also in games, which people seriously underestimate, like how good it is to be a reg that knows how people play.
I think a lot of donks need to implement hoodies and large, obvious headphones into their strategies, and it'll just, it might get you a couple more folds when you were tarting out and jamming top pair,
Bro.
top kicker.
Works for me all the time, John. Works all the time for me.
Four-liner.
He can't fold. He's not capable.
Wait. So we got a reveal. How did that happen?
Oh, he just started laughing and then showed me his hand.
He just threw it in your face. Like, here you
Yeah.
go, bitch.
And then he was like, "What'd you have?" And I was like, "Fuck, I don't even want to say, bro." like I told him I had a straight, and he couldn't believe I'd like folded a straight. He was like, "Oh my God, are you serious?" Like, I was like, "I don't know what you're trying to get me to fold, but like, good hand." Yeah, dude. The funny thing is, like, if a few people like, taught like fucking, I don't know, like some recs, some like crazy tricks they could do. Like, I think it'd be so funny if, like, anytime if someone like stood up and started like putting their hands on their head after they like went all in, or like hemmed and hawed and then jammed or something like that, and like, even like sort of like laying down, like put their hands like over their head, like I would like auto fold like half my range. I
I've
think.
always wanted to find an OMC that plays like 1-3 and then like bring them to a large tournament and just be like, hey, listen, when you have nothing and there's a bunch of limps, just put it all in and say, I'm going home.
Yeah, exactly.
And like stand up and just tell them it's time to go home, and then take a sip of your coffee. Do it like once every 3 orbits, and you are going to have every chip in that place.
Literally, dude. Literally.
Yeah, because
So,
they're always like I was just playing a charity tournament online, and this woman who's an older lady, she goes, I just hate I just don't know what to do with this hand. Jams all in for like 38 blinds RFI.
just aces. Just aces.
Yeah, some guy calls her with queen 10. She just has aces. I was like, oh my God. Like,
Just
geez.
the classic open jam with 40 bigs and then aces and then
Goodness,
speech play.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and always. But imagine if you could teach them to like do that with like absolute insane nothing bluffs.
It'd be electric,
Incredible.
dude. It'd be
Incredible.
a printer. It'd be
See,
a
I've
print.
tried it where I will say the whatever, and then they're just like, well, you're like 35, so
Yeah. You don't have you don't have a good bluffing
No.
bluffing build. Yeah, people are gonna think you're bluffing. You can't pull
Horrible
it
build.
off.
Have you
Yeah.
ever tried asking for age though? Scenario. This happens all the time. We play the $300 to $500 tournaments all the time. Guy that is definitely over the age of 50 limps. Call, fold. You're in the button with like jacks, and you squeeze to whatever, and then it folds around to the initial under the gun limper, and he goes all in for like 85 blinds.
Yeah.
Like, you have to then ask him, like, sir, what year were you born?
Bro, every time I try and do speech play, I convince myself to call. It's like the worst like habit ever. So at this point, I just don't ask anyone anything.
No. I'm folding. I just need to know what year he was born, and then they.
So
Bro,
what's the cutoff, John? Is it 1970? Is it 1965? What because
the cutoff is 50. If they're 49, I'll call. But like, it's never 49. I have to ask.
49.
49 years old, I'll call.
Dude, 49, they got a mortgage and shit. Like, they're not trying to fucking light it on fire, I don't think, usually.
Oh, often. The limp jam, though, is specifically reserved for very, very, very old men that are, they're like ace king minimum, absolute minimum. But ace king, they're just calls.
it's a drawing hand.
Yeah. Strictly drawing.
But I encourage you, ask him, wallet, AARP card, what do we have? Because at the bottom of the AARP card, it says, limp rejam aces under the gun, it always works.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know what an AARP card is. So.
American Association for Retired People, sir.
Okay.
If they have the card, if they have the card. But see, Jason's dangerous at these tables because he is a capable guy, and they will pull. We travel all the time for tournaments, and it is hilarious because we will often be at the same table, and I know exactly what because I play with him too much, and I know his game, and they are just thinking, This old fuck has it every time. He's wearing his little golf cap and shit. He will
Yeah.
get a coffee. He will play the part, and then gets massive folds where people are just turning over crazy. They would snap call me, and he was all in with like ace high on a river,
Yeah.
like a 4 liner. Fuck you, Jason. By the way.
Dude, I had a friend who told me about this like live tell. My God, this has cost me so much money in the long run. He was like, he told me
Wait,
about this.
he told you about it, you started looking for it, you started calling
Yeah,
because
it
of
was
it, and now you're stacked.
horrible.
Okay, okay.
He was like, dude, just look at their like their, what is this called? Like here, like if their neck
Yeah,
is
their
like
pulse, yeah.
pulsing. And he's like, yeah, well, if someone's all in, just like look at their neck and see if it's pulsing. So I started doing it, and like I saw him do it once, and like he said that was like the only like data point that made him call, and I was like, all right, that seems a little insane, but like
Yeah.
whatever, I'll give it a go.
No,
And then like I did
yeah.
it, and then I realized like I was like, the guy jammed for like a lot of money. I called because his thing was pulsating, and then
No, they're
he had the
excited.
nuts. He's just nervous. Yeah, he's just like-
no, that's it. They're excited because they have a huge hand, and they appeal kings, and they're like, oh shit, I could get it all in, and I could double up, and this is like a rush. Like it's and they're literally just experiencing maximum dopamine, and we're just like, maybe they're weak right now.
Yeah, I'm like, I think he's bluffing.
Yeah, they're mainlining dopamine, and we're just trying to find a reason to call off. Like, nope,
Yeah.
nope, not at all.
Well, I mean, I love. I mean, to me, I mean, guys, I love the psychology of the game, right? So I always thought I was getting people were actually always doing verse tells to me. I was always kind of like saying, "Oh, they're doing that because they're trying to trick me into thinking that they're something else." I was leveling myself like ridiculously all the time. And then one of the things I had to realize is that most time people, their body language, they're face up. I mean, they're absolutely face up because I was watching the things I was learning. It's like, for example, my favorite one is when you, if you hold your cards and you look at them for a minute versus just quickly look at them. You know, the quickly look at it means you already know what to do. You have aces, kings. You already know that you're going to be 3-betting, raising, or whatever you're doing. But if you're looking at queen 10 suited and you just saw a small raise and you're in the cutoff, you're going to think about that a minute. Am I want to 3-bet or do I want to call here? And that has been probably one of the best tells I have picked up on in the last 2 years since I've been, just playing the lower stakes. That's off in like some of the bigger WSOP series games because those people actually have really good. They've worked, and you can tell they've worked on how they hold their cards when they do it. But that quick peek, dead giveaway, they always have it. Always.
I got one for you, Jason. A guy hit me with the sickest angle, kind of related to that. It was
it
last
me?
night. No,
Oh.
he has like 11. I played the stupid fucking like $140 tournament. I have a ton of chips. We're like down to 8.
He got first place.
We're down to like 8 people. We're down to 8 people. He's in the big, and he does this little song and dance where he looks at his hand and throws it forward like he thinks he's under the gun and he's in the big. And the dealer goes, "You're in the big blind," and he pulls his cards back. And I'm on the button, and I have all the chips, and it's Cutoff who has dust and him who has like a little more than dust, and I cover all of them by like 8x. And I look at ace 5 off and jam. Full snap call aces. I was like, fuck you, absolutely fuck you, buddy.
That's
Straight
so gross.
fuck you. Yeah, like what an angle. Literally looks at his card, fake mucks it, and gets me to. I mean, like I'm doing that no matter what, but still, like, dude, do you
that's
really
so
have
greasy. That's so greasy.
maximum grease, maximum. And then this guy is the one who, like, I don't know, like maybe an hour later, he's like, "Do you guys want to chop?" And I said, "I'll take first place money and we can chop." And he said, "No." And I was like, "We'll wait you out then." And then after he got stacked, the rest of the guys were like, "Okay, we'll do that." And like the discussion is happening while Greaseball is standing there. It was Jeff's kiss. Absolute beauty. Jeff's kiss.
Yeah.
It was great. But actually, fuck that guy and fuck anybody who does that.
Yeah, that's fucked. That's fucked. I might take that one though, but that's fucked.
Incredible angle. It's like the perfect time to do it too. Like my man was paying attention to everything. Like he's in the big and he knows it.
He was dialed.
Knows where I'm at, knows the stacks, knows the size. It's perfect. Throws it in, not far enough for the dealer to muck it, just far enough for the dealer to say something where he can grab it back. Real recognize real.
Yeah. He might be a super pro. He might be a super pro, dude.
Fuck that guy though. Like straight up fuck that guy. Jesus.
So, Mateos, thank you. Tell us a little about your IG. I guess you're doing a lot of posting. Tell us about that. I heard there's this thing called the interwebs or something. So tell us about what you're doing.
Yeah. I'm involved in the short form social media internet. Yeah, I'm a Reels poster / mostly watcher these days, to be honest with you.
All right.
But yeah, I just make short form videos about poker, fucking life rants. I have like one account where it's kind of just me unfiltered ranting, and it's why I can no longer ever be employed by a company. And then I have my other one where I'm like just talking about poker and life and stuff like that. It's a little more serious, I guess.
The goal is to not be employed by a company. Actually, that's really the
True.
goal. That is the
Yeah.
goal. You just
Yeah.
recently moved to New York City. I heard.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Hoboken, technically.
Oh
Hoboken,
yeah.
technically.
Well,
Yeah.
every mid-20s finance guy that moves here says I live in the city, and then like they actually have a New Jersey license. But it's
Oh,
fine.
yeah. I fully tell girls on Hinge I live in New York City. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, I'm in the city.
yeah.
Yeah, I see it from my window.
You know, I lived in Hoboken.
Yeah. Exactly.
But it's a nice place. I actually really like Hoboken. It's a really nice place.
Yeah. No, it's great. Yeah, I don't mind. It's a little cold, but other than that, it's fine.
Well, Mateo, do you have any other stories to tell us? You can share anything with us at this point in time. Do you play tournaments ever?
Dude, I'm not a fan. I'm really not a fan of them. I've played them before. I don't know. I don't like all the short stack bullshit you got to deal with. Like, I just like playing deeper. I think it's more fun. I like also playing with real money. Like, I know people are always like, "Oh, it's so much money that's up top." But like, people are already up top in a tournament and they're happy with it. You know what I mean? Like, you've already made like X amount of dollars when you're in the money. So then I'm just like, it's like not the same. I don't know. There's like something about being up piles in cash and then like potentially just being able to like bluff it all off and like then you're just like stuck. You know what I mean? Where it's like in tournaments, like you're in the money. It's like, well, kind of pussy
Can't
shit.
go south from here.
Yeah, exactly.
The crippling reality, though, is like you will just play so many of them and win nothing at all, and then you get one min cash, and you're like,
You're just stuck for life.
oh my
Best
god.
in the world.
The first time I ever played tournament, like I'd played cash for a while, and we were in Vegas, and I played a couple of the dailies, and I just somehow won like 4 in a row. And I was like, I will play these a lot from now on, and then just didn't win anything for like months and months and months. Finally got a min cash at the Borgata, and yeah, it's pretty much the average tournament experience.
But that's not uncommon, right? I mean, I hear that often, right? So people get, because they don't know what they're doing, and sometimes that's even better. And then when you start really honing in on the game and really trying to understand with theory, and the problem with theory is that people don't play theory, so then you're frustrated because people aren't playing the way that they're supposed to play, and you keep going through that whole, and it's a weird thing.
I'll have you know though, I've perfected playing with poorly studied tournament players. I've won 2 dailies this week. Okay.
You did.
So,
you're a crusher.
When it comes to playing with terrible opponents, this guy, king.
It's a good way to make money.
Put me in a real field, and I'm gonna get my ass kicked. But if they have no idea what they're doing and they're really bad, got it.
Goated.
Goat of the terrible players. It was an incredible electric field last night at Philly Live. 75 players queued up, all of them not quite sure if they knew what big blind meant. We got there. Well,
congratulations on your big score, John.
Oh yeah. When your opponents will let you chop and take first place money,
good
bad
spot.
sign. Bad sign. I actually said it as a joke, and they were like, "Oh yeah, let's do that. Like, what do we get?" And I was like, "Oh, you chop up second, third, fourth." And they were like, "Oh, okay." I was,
wow. What a bunch of nice guys.
So, John, just to let you know, it looks like Elliot's coming on board. Elliot, are you going to be able to join us? We have one more guest for the night. Mateos, thank you, man. You're more than welcome to stay on. Really appreciate your stories. There's nothing like a good prostitution story on a wholesome family RecPoker communication. That's
Mateo, I also want you to know I think less of you for staying in the game.
Oh, really? Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I mean, to be honest, I was just like this. I was looking at him and I was like, this guy's got his life figured out. I think I'm gonna. I was just trying to learn from him. That's why I stayed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta recognize real and figure out what he's got going on. Jesus Christ. I don't know where Jason went. But I'm gonna get Elliot in here now if I can.
All right, cool.
Sir, it's been real. You can watch, I'm sure. How do I get you out of here?
Yeah, you're good. I'll just click the X.
All right.
All right, peace, Goop.
These are. Jason, I cannot hear you. You're muted right now. Still can't hear you. You're muted. There we go. Now I can hear you.
Oh, cool. Invite as a co-host. All
Bring
right.
Mr. Teal in. Mr. Teal has a few stories, allegedly.
I've seen some of those. I've seen some of those bad beats.
Mr. Teal.
Hey, Elliot.
Wow, why do all of these mid-20s poker players have the exact same room? What the fuck
This is my hallway.
this, bro? This is
is
your
my
hallway?
Actually.
Incredible.
Sorry,
Now, Elliot, we've requested that you bring a story to us today. What do you got, buddy?
Sure. So I recently played a tournament last Sunday. The $200 $1 million guaranteed on Club WPT Gold.
A prestigious tournament, and
Yeah,
not to spoil anything, but I know a guy that made the final table.
Yeah. Well, thank you for foreshadowing. I came fifth out of roughly 11,000. So
Jesus, Elliot.
You know what's
definitely
crazy?
a deep run. Ran good throughout.
And a friend of mine were at the final table together. Liddell.
What was his screen name? I'm looking at my screenshot right now.
He got third or second. I think he got second place. Liddell.
Okay.
For like
Liddell
$75K.
Poker. Yeah, he was the chip leader. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, congratulations, Elliot. That's huge, man. Congratulations. That's a great
Thanks.
score.
Well, I actually wanted to ask you guys about my bust out hand.
Okay.
Fantastic.
I can't say that I'm super studied on final tables, but I think I've got a pretty decent idea of what's going on. But I think it was a pretty close spot, so I'd love to hear what you guys have to say.
Give us because final table, like, build the dynamic for us. There's what are the stack sizes? What are the blinds?
Is there any way I can send the screenshot or show the screenshot?
Can you screen share?
It shows the stack size.
Did you see like a screen share thing on the bottom, Elliot?
I do, yeah.
When you click on that, you can share that.
Oh, this is great. This is awesome.
This is fine technology that we provide here for you at RecPoker. So.
All right, 1 second, guys.
You better hurry the fuck up, Elliot.
Jim, we're probably going to run long. Sorry.
All right.
All right. You guys
have a.
Oh, just to show off here, Elliot. Just to show off here. Just show us
fuck this guy.
This is the only screenshot I managed to get throughout the whole entire thing. So the adrenaline was getting to me. I didn't get many screenshots of the hands, but it shows the stack sizes, and I'm to the left of La Pantera.
Okay, so you're small blind.
Yeah, I was small blind in this hand.
Or no, you would be big blind
because
look, you busted.
Yeah.
And the button moved. Okay, so you would have been big blind.
No, I took the screenshot before the button moved, so I was small blind when I busted out this hand.
Got it.
And actually, honestly, I'm not entirely sure, but I was out of position to the razor, and La Pantera was he was on my right, and I started the hand with 12 big blinds, and I had pocket nines. And Liddell opened 2 bigs, and La Pantera, who started the hand with roughly 25, 26 bigs, who was second to last in chips behind me, 3-bet to 5 big blinds. And I'm next to act with pocket nines for 12 big blinds. And I think it's a pretty close spot. I'm the shortest stack, so
well,
like
relevant questions here.
What's up?
You know, a big relevant question here is, what is the jump from 5th to 4th?
That's my first. That's the only question.
Yep. So the payouts were 34K. 4th was 42K.
I'm folding. Yeah, I'm folding. I'm folding.
5th was 57. Yeah.
Because you're flipping with everything that both of them have. You know, you see king, queen, and you're not even thrilled. And you can just fold and perhaps one of them knocks each other out in there. And you're half a blind, you're half a big blind invested. Like you're not. It's nines and it's great, but it's not great when you can fold and potentially make 12K. I think ICM is huge there. It's nines. Tens is probably the point where you're like, okay, I'm sticking it in, but
6 players, Elliot? Were there 6 players? I'm gonna see
6
if I can
players
run it through the
left.
wizard
Yeah,
real quick.
five.
Yeah, five.
Five. And so you were in the small blind with like
Nine.
9 big blinds.
Yeah. So I
He
believe
has 12
chip
big
leader
blinds.
opened cutoff.
Or 12.
Pantera 3-bet on the button to 5 big blinds, and I was small blind with 12 big blinds to start the hand.
It's one of those things where I actually saw a really crazy fold by Adam, who was supposed to be on the show tonight. He just played the $3,300 Poker Go Studio, and it's about the same configuration. He has a 10 or 11 big blinds. He has 6s in the small blind. There's an open and then the 3-bet on the button, and he just shit 6s in the muck instantly without even thinking, just got rid of it. And I would put that in the same hand class where it's like, all right, what is he could be super light, but his light could be ace jack, 10 jack, queen jack, king queen, tons of stuff that I'm not super ahead of.
So yeah, I ran this really quick, just with a kind of a ICM play around this.
So what tens
Elliot?
is the
Yeah. So tens is nines maybe if you're playing against Brazilians on ACR on a 55-cent tournament. So I think when you've got that much money on top, I think I'm probably even folding tens, dude. And maybe even jacks, because I want to find spots where I can be aggressive versus punting off. And this is one of the things that knocked me out of the last tournament, or when I was playing in Philly a couple weeks ago. That's one of those hands like, oh, I got nines, I have 10 big blinds, I'm just going to go ahead and shove, 4-bet shove over the the min, and that's dumb. They always have it. I was crushed by queens and kings. So I don't know. I'd be really curious to see what other people would say about this, and perhaps when we get this on the YouTube.
What's the big reveal? So you jam and then Odell folds and you get called off by the button who has
queens.
Yeah. I mean, that's like your best case scenario is a horrible scenario, and he's not folding at that point. So like you have really nothing. You're not going to make him fold. He's going to call off, and he's calling off with tons of stuff that you're at best flipping against. And he has tens, jacks, ace jack, just tons of you're not. Flatting is bad, right? Because then half your stack is in, and you can't fold any flop. So I think that's just a fold. You make 12K.
But Elliot, I think first and foremost, it's hard, right? Unless you're really studying in these spots. And we're such. There's there was a 4% chance you're supposed to go all in. But if there's the dynamics there.
Well, there's a ton of pressure too, where you're like, you have 12 blinds left, and you're like, oh my god, like this may be the best hand that I see. Like
it was also 5 in the morning as well.
Yeah. And it's like, is this guy messing? He's on the button. I just think that at that configuration with 5 left, like people were pretty rarely messing around. Like you see it on those like the big tourneys where like Linus is fucking stuffing it with 8-5 off or something, but it's just like these aren't those guys. These are not those guys at all. It's like a GG Millions $200 tournament where people are 40x.
I think I kind of leveled myself because I thought the chip leader would be opening kind of wide. So maybe Pantera would be 3-betting a little bit wider, but I think that's probably correct. I think because of payout implications, I think he's going to be a lot more value heavy.
Let's assume both of those things are true, though. Is he looking down at 7s and 3-betting?
Yeah, exactly. His range is mainly just
everything that you're flipping with or crushes you. Yeah.
Ace jack suited plus.
Yeah.
Probably.
Like I agree with you. Yeah, he probably is. He's probably having that thought that, Liddell's opening a little light, let me 3-bet, but he's not going to look down at something that you're ahead of and be like, well, all right, let me see what happens here. Let me commit 5 blind.
Elliot, what would you have done with ace queen?
Ace queen is an easier jam than 9s for me in this spot, just because it's more likely that I have 33% equity versus hands like kings and queens and jacks, rather than if I get called with pocket 9s, I'm pretty much behind or 50% equity at best, right? Like
Yeah.
I feel like ace queen is probably a better jam there.
Yeah, I mean, if you with the wizard, and I asked that because I wanted to see what you do. So with ace queen suited, it's a snap,
Yeah.
right? Snap shove. The ace queen off, it's the same thing as his nines. All right. So I mean, but you know what they say about ace queen, right? It's the parking lot hand. And so it's just, you know, it's like I probably would have laid down ace queen suited probably in that spot, but I'm an Uber
Yeah.
net. In some
I mean,
cases.
yeah, just knowing that there's 12K and you can find a better spot and you're about to be the button, like I feel like there's a lot of good reasons to be like, this isn't my time. You can't flat. Flatting's out of the question. It's jam or
Yeah.
fold.
Agreed.
And I
Agreed.
think that folding just feels way better there. You know, obviously in the moment it's like, oh, okay, I have a premium. This guy could be light. I have 12 seconds left to think because this is online. Elliot, I've played a lot with you live. I think in a live venue, you probably tank fold. If this is a live final table, I think that you find the tank fold. It's just online, so like,
Yeah.
snappy and crazy. That's
So,
it. So what was the he? Obviously, it's clean board and there's no crazy like.
Yeah,
that
nothing
versus,
crazy. He
yeah.
turned a set.
Oh boy!
Ice. Yeah, a little bit of salt in the wound.
You're like, I still have 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez.
So Elliot, I also know that, I mean, I played with you a little bit. I know John's played with you more over the course of the last few years, but I played with you a few times. But I also know that you kind of are always trying to balance kind of your career and making sure you're getting the right set of volume in both online and live. So do you have any kind of ideas or recommendations for the people at the poker community in terms of things that you do besides living in a white bedroom to help people kind of find time for both?
I would just say try not to make any excuses. I think it's manageable to find time to learn and play poker and also have a career. I think, plenty of people have done it in the past, so I don't really try to find any excuses for myself why I couldn't do the same. In terms of like personal day-to-day or study habits, I guess just talking about poker with people a lot is pretty easy for me. Like I talk about hands with John. I have other friends that I talk about poker with pretty frequently. And then really just finding content that's not too cumbersome. So
I think there's a lot of value in that too, like just talking.
Yeah,
Ever
for
since
sure.
I met Jason, like just being, I mean, we'd go drive up to Borgata, get our shit wrecked, and then talk about it on the way home. And just
Yeah.
and you're stuck in the car for 3-4 hours as 2 losers, and you can talk about things that you could have done differently. And I don't know, like those, you can do so much out of these, like we just talked at length about like nines in the small blind, but there's actually a ton to it and a ton to think about. And that's a jam or fold situation, but it's like, even if it's jam or fold, there's kind of a lot of meat on those bones and a lot of things of like, I think the obvious answer there is fold, but like, what are the considerations and what do you need to be thinking about at that time? And talking about it extensively right now will prepare you the next time that you get there and you're like, oh shit, I have 8s in the small and I have 9 big blinds left and there's 4 left and I make 20K if I fold this. And it's a good hand, but like not facing considerable action behind me. Okay, fold. And you get there faster. And I think that's the beauty of this. If you never talked to anybody about it and just took your wounds and you're like, oh, I made 32K. It's maybe the next time you just do the same thing and like, oh fuck, not again. I put it in with 9s.
I've done that too, John.
Oh yeah, me too. Tons of times. Tons of times.
Well, Elliot, thank you so much, and thank you for being able to share your story. I'd love to share with you and give you a full month of RecPoker premium membership where you can have community and coaching with all people just like us that just love the game of poker, that are really trying to find just a better way to live our lives, but also continue to compete at the highest levels that we possibly can. So thank you, Elliot. We'll go ahead and I'll make sure
also,
that I'll get rid
Elliot, big congrats for your big score. That's awesome. I
Yeah,
was
dude.
sweating you and Liddell the whole time that was happening. Super sweet. And every time he'd post a screenshot, I saw your username on the Instagram and I was like, my boy's at the final table too? What the hell's going on?
Awesome.
Let's go.
I'm glad to hear that. Thanks a lot, Jason, for having me on, and thanks for the good wishes. And have a good one, guys.
All right. Thank you so much.
Over and out.
All righty then. And Jim, do you want to join back in and close us out?
I got this. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Bad Beat Hotline. And remember, if you want to be featured in the show, you can call 908 Bad Beat. We don't care if it's a story about time you got stacked, crazy thing that happened at the table, or if somebody showed up with a prostitute and then 3 hours later brought their wife to the game. We want to hear your story. Call 908 Bad Beat or send us an email at Jason. Where can they send us an email?
They can send us some information at jason.velasco@balancedpoker.com.
Jason.velasco@balancedpoker.com. But more importantly, call the Bad Beat hotline at 908 Bad Beat. Tell us your story. We may have you on the show.
And we can do text now. You can even send text.
Do not text us. We want to hear your voice. I want to hear the anger and the trembling in your voice from when that guy called off with pocket twos, flopped the set, and sent you to the rail. I don't care about your text. I ain't going to read it. Jason might, but I want to hear your anger. Bring it.
All right. Thank you, John. Looking forward to it. Everyone, thank you so much for our inaugural Bad Beat Hotline with the RecPoker crew. So thank you so much. We'll see y'all guys later. Have a great night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.